Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's my 4 here, and welcome back to some more Tales of Berseria. As in our last session, we made it through the very end of the... Is that just called the Beach of Haria, maybe? Honestly, don't remember. My brain is a bit, forgetful, even though I recorded the thing, like, yesterday. Tells you how much time and effort I take into, remembering names. But anyway, we made it through the end of that, to Palamedes' temple. And while we were there, you know, completed a few puzzles, found ourselves another Therian, and, you know, everything afterwards is very, very spoilery, so I'm just gonna leave it to the previous 6 videos to do the explaining for me. I recommend go checking them out in the playlist down in the description. And with all that said, today, we're here in Port Sexton, the docks, the central area, as a safe one likes to label it. And our mission, if I remember right, is actually go visit the Bloodwinds. I think. Let's see. Yeah, visit Habitat the Tavern in Logris. Therefore, go meet with the Bloodwinds. Perfect. As that's also the place where another Therian may or may not be. Who knows? We shall find out for ourselves. But before we do, I'm gonna head down here because, you know, there's a little exclamation point thingy. And who knows what it has.
Alright, everything's all fixed up. Now to polish this ship from top to bottom.
You really throw your back into your work, don't you?
Why shouldn't I? The Von Eltia's our pride and joy, our weapon. And most importantly, our home.
I'm sure you've heard this before, but she's one odd-looking ship.
The Von Eltia was built by the Kingdom 12 years ago, using the very best technology available. She was designed for search and seizure operations on the high seas. Apparently, her unusual design comes from an engineer who is familiar with technology from the far continent.
But on her maiden voyage, a string of mysterious accidents took the lives of the captain, then the second, and then the third in command. People thought the ship was bad luck. She was about to be scrapped when Captain Ifrid came and snatched her for himself.
If the ship was bad luck, why did Ifrid want it?
Well, I'm sure part of it was that he wanted a sturdy ship, capable of reaching the far continent. But when I asked him why, he said, "She looks interesting."
She's too interesting if you ask me. We've been chased by storms, struck by icebergs, attacked by a giant whale. You name it.
3 years ago when the first mate arrived, it all made sense. To think we'd been haunted by a Reaper the whole time.
Oh, come on. Don't go blaming the captain and the first mate for every bad thing that happens. I bet you're all just frustrated because you're forced to go where they tell you.
None of us are forced to be here. We're here because we choose to be here. And we do so fully knowing what sort of men the captain and the first mate are.
Anyone can leave the crew whenever they like. We're free pirates, each of us, here because we want to be. Some of us love adventure, some are looking to test their fate, and some are just searching for a good place to die. We're a ragtag bunch of rogues, that's for sure. But not a one of us has died carrying regret or resentment.
So we're glad to help out you and yours. But you'd best not forget what we stand for.
I won't.
They're quite the crew, aren't they?
Were all those accidents truly caused by your power?
Yeah. I've been searching far and wide for a way to lift the Reaper's curse. But when I couldn't find a single thread to follow on this continent, I turned my eyes to the other side of the ocean.
And that's why you boarded this ship.
And a fine ship she is. The Von Eltia was built from 1,000-year-old wood, you know. Before I found my coin, she was my vessel.
Seriously?
Then the accidents came.
And then Ifrid stole the ship. Did he know you were on board?
Definitely. He had pretty solid resonance going for him. Although at first, I think he assumed I was just a dour-eyed lubber worthy of little notice.
I suppose being a Reaper tends to take its toll like that.
No argument there. But still, whether they could see me or not, they didn't act any differently at all. I fought my damn curse with everything I had. And Ifrid and his crew fought right along with me. Hell, we even finally made it to the far continent.
And you didn't find anything there? To help with your curse?
I didn't even look.
But that's why you went there, isn't it?
Eventually, I just got tired of fighting back. The crew, they taught me how to feel alive. And the joy of pursuing my dreams alongside good friends.
Wow. That's one hell of a history. I'll give them that. another thing. I'm kind of curious, though. Since the crew can leave at whenever time they want, what would happen if one of them was to, join the team, but then leave as to, report details back to authorities or something? What would happen then? Are they really wise, or are they just too confident? Either way, it seems to be working in our favor. I guess if we figured out we can now, devour them, so to speak. We can't go in here, unfortunately. So, we'll just leave that to be. And go down here. Oh, wait. Oh, I passed it. Ah, there we go.
Just when are we gonna be allowed free access through Vortigern? Having to go all the way around it every time is far too inconvenient. If they insist on building a big gate over the sea, the least they can do is let honest folk through it.
I get why you're upset, but maybe they just haven't been able to devote the resources to fix it, after those savage demons wrecked the place. Look, those demons who attacked Helavis are still on the loose, aren't they?
Yep. Standing right here.
From what I heard, the demons who wrecked Vortigern were the same ones that killed the High Priest.
Very true.
What? No way. Wait a minute. The High Priest was killed?
Yes.
Yeah. The official story is that he's injured or sick or something, but I heard differently.
Then no wonder they haven't had time for Vortigern. I hope the Abbey finds those demons quick. Those monsters need to pay for what they did.
Looks like our infamy is growing by the day.
Maybe they've even put a bounty on us by now.
They keep embellishing our escapades, though. I'm honestly a little hurt they're calling us monsters.
The more they embellish, the easier it is for us to get around. Confusion and panic will only help us.
Spoken like a demon. Okay, so nothing else has popped up. Maybe map. Ah, there we go. I always forget there's an alternate route we can take. That way just takes us to, Artorias, which we do not want to do. Because, Artorias. But we can go to the left here, and that's much more satisfying. Actually, can I teleport there? Dang, I thought that said, Logos for a second. It's like, can I actually teleport? Huzzah! But no, I'm unfortunately late. And now I'm getting a bit of an issue here. So, I did not charge up my portable battery, yesterday, after the last session. So I have the thing constantly plugged in right now, along with the, the fan. It's doing two things at once. Although, maybe not so well. It's, the light was blinking. While the scene goes on, I'll try and fix this.
The blood-winged butterflies operate in the Empire's shadows. Not even the Abbey knows their full scope beyond whispers and rumor. And you all have a connection to them, don't you?
Dark and interconnected is the Underworld. We've heard voices in the shadows, glimpsed faces behind paper-thin masks.
The attack on High Priest Gideon. Was that at their behest?
Yeah, the Bloodwings asked us to take him out.
We did it in exchange for information that could lead us to Artorias.
Information? You would assassinate a man for mere information?
Yes. Information on the shepherd who rules the world. Not a bad deal if you ask me.
We just work with them when our interests align. Nothing more.
That's the kind of thin justification I'd expect to hear from them, too.
But the Bloodwings were acting upon knowledge that the High Priest was harming the people of the city.
You're right. The incident with the nectar was the Church's failing. And it seems that the Bloodwing Butterfly Network goes further and deeper than we had thought.
They knew about the barrier at the throne, too.
And Velvet's expertise at dove mimicry.
Could you stop bringing that up? Dove mimicry? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
It's a long story.
There was a dove near the dock checkpoint. That's all.
Huh?
Right! It was a black, full-chested dove, wasn't it? Cuckoo!
A black, full-chested dove? Is that some sort of underworld code word?
Hey, let's just leave it be. You know what, I think I'll let the charger, take a break. Because now it's actually kind of burning up because I've been plugging it into two different things. So, yeah. hopefully that by, having it plugged into the laptop, nothing's gonna get screwed up. I'm praying.
Here we are, back in Logris. It was a lot tougher to get in the first time.
More funny than tough, if you ask me.
Oh, you mean Velvet's little dove act?
Coo, coo.
Here we go
I'd
again.
be careful teasing her if I were you. You know how she can get.
Oh, don't act like you didn't enjoy it too. I'm sure you did, right? Good little boys don't lie to adults, you know.
I might have. Just a little.
Say it like a dove.
It was funny. Coo, coo.
Uh-oh. You're lucky she did not notice.
Is Inominat's book so difficult? Grimoire seemed perplexed by it.
Yeah. She said it was written in ancient Avarost, a language that uses Impressionist script.
I've never heard of Impressionist script.
Each character can have many different meanings and readings, depending on the emotion it's expressing, and the way it relates to the characters around it. Some modest records on its grammar and structure survive, but none that say how to read the emotion the characters express. Grimoire said that you have to recreate the writer's feelings as a sort of starting point in order to read it.
I see. And you have a talent for that sort of thing?
I guess I do.
But a script based on emotions? That's as far removed from modern language as can be.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated apparently.
How can it be completely unrelated?
After the temperance of Avarost, the entirety of human civilization vanished. The language went with it.
Much as a blooming flower loses its petals, the Avarost civilization grew too far and came to its final end. The surviving buildings and ancient tools, the likes of which our technology cannot replicate, were the beginning of that end.
In any case, it sounds like deciphering that writing will take quite a while.
Yep. Now... Yes, we can. Teleport! Ah, I love these freaking enough bottles. These are heavenly! And since I got so much gold, I can basically abuse this. Much better than freaking Zestiria! I'm not even joking! This is much better. Sure, you had a free travel system, sort of, but you had to be at a save point to do it, and even then certain points wouldn't work, so ugh. But this, I can literally just click on any of these at any moment, and all it costs is a few mere gold, which I can work with. So, ha! Thank you, Berseria! Screw you, Zestiria. Okay, moving on. Just had to get it off my chest. Now, what are the odds that one of these guys will recognize us?
Man, the capital sure is big.
Yeah, with historical buildings and artisans and all, there's much of interest here for a boy who loves to learn.
Uh-huh.
Sightseeing's nice and all, but don't wander off and get lost.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself.
I know, I was just saying.
She's just trying to be a good little sister after all. Or so, I guess big sister. Probably should call her little sister unless I want my teeth removed. Anywho though.
You look like travelers. I have some good news for you. The restrictions on travel to the Aldina Plains are going to be lifted soon. The road's opening back up!
So, that's the latest word on the streets?
Ha! I see what you did there.
I try to liven things up around here.
Well, ever since Lord Artorias became the Shepherd, demon attacks have gone down. The world's filled with hardships, but perhaps things are starting to go in the right direction.
Perhaps. The demons who nearly destroyed Halavis are still skipping about on the loose, though.
What?
And just the other day, a village near Salt was destroyed by the Daemonblight. Guess the capital doesn't mind, though.
What?
Don't worry about it. Your shepherd and the Abbey are going to save the world, right?
Listening to you has kinda gotten me all nervous again. If you hear any other scary stories, let me know, please.
I've got one with fresh blood, melted bodies. Oh, maybe that tale about the demon doll that comes alive!
If you're going to waste time, we're leaving you here.
Well, that's enough of this detour then. Sorry to be such a drag.
Wait! That doll one sounded really cool!
Oh, jeez. Mogulu, sometimes you can just bring out the best of laughs for people, I swear. And other times you are extremely annoying. As I have brought about in the first couple
What's
episodes.
with this crowd?
Modulu's troupe just put on a real show. Man, it was the best. Her dancing was every bit as great as I'd heard.
Magellu?
Wow, the Modulu?
Surely you mean Mogilu. Has my time to bask in fame finally come at long last?
Oh boy.
No, we're talking about Majilu, not Mogilu.
You know, Lulu, the famous dancer? She actually goes by the majestic Lulu, but everyone calls her Modulu.
Oh, that's some irony there.
Just watching the beauty of her dance, you can't help but feel like maybe everything's gonna turn out okay in the world.
Sounds like a pretty cheerful act she has.
Cheerful? This is all a ripoff! She's just trying to pass off as Mogilu's menagerie and profit from our good name!
What menagerie?
What good name? We don't actually perform anything.
There you go.
I was planning on getting started eventually, but now this con artist comes along and ruins everything!
I can't just ignore that, you know.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
It's Modulu!
You did great today, Majilu. I loved it.
Thank you so much. But according to my teacher, I still have a long way to go. I'll work hard to do better next time, so I hope you'll come see me.
Modulu's teacher is a dancer named Balta, whose immense talent brought him all the fame in the world. But Balta suffered a tragic injury that took him forever from the stage, and now Modulu was working hard to carry out his dream.
So, you're Modulu then?
I am. My teacher and I work really hard to put on performances that'll leave a lasting impact. And I refuse to let anyone call me a phony.
Oh? And how do you propose to stop me? Taking it to the stage and seeing which one of us can better hold a crowd?
Yes, that's just what I was hoping for.
Lulu, don't go around picking petty fights.
But sir, this woman, she...
You should know better. If you have the energy to spare spitting vitriol at people, you should refocus that anger into moving your body. If you need to express yourself, do it on the stage.
Yes, sir. You're right. Teacher, is the pain acting up again?
So you are Volta
It's
then.
no matter. What does pain compare to losing the ability to dance? Anyway, what matters is how you're holding up.
I'm fine, sir.
Good, then let's head back and practice some more.
He seems strict.
He does. But keep in mind that Balta recognized her talent at a young age. He even adopted her so he could pass on everything he knew. He might be strict, but only because he believes in her.
You sure know an awful lot about them.
I'm sort of a fan of theirs, you could say.
You don't say.
A teacher and his student, chasing after the same dream. What a sweet little story they have.